So benefits of a scholarship is that you don't have to pay well, for a lot of things, but you will have to pay for some things, and I'll get to that. Hi, we're in Germany. My name is Wani, and I'm a philosophy student at Lach and today I'll be sharing with you how it is that I got here in Germany on a scholarship, more specifically the DAAD scholarship. This video is going to be broken down into 3 parts. The first is what is the DAAD scholarship, the second is the application process, and the third is the benefits and the projected benefits of actually winning the scholarship. So without further ado, the first thing is, what is the Deutsche Akademische Austauschdienst, the German Academic Exchange Service? So you can Google this online or just go to their website, but essentially it supports the internationalization of German culture and language. If you haven't seen my video or my conference talk that I did in Prague at the end of last year, I've learned German for a while, but long story short, I just really enjoy not feeling limited to a specific language. Obviously, I speak English. I do my studies in French because I'm at Lach but the authors that interest me are mainly German, and I think being able to speak to thinkers and scholars from different countries in a language other than just English is definitely a benefit. And also, if I want to continue in this academic route, it is a non-negotiable that my German is fluent. So that is the reason why I thought that this was going to be a great opportunity, but I'll talk more about that in the section about projected benefits and benefits. So the other really cool fun fact is that Pina actually was funded in 1958 by DAAD to actually be a special student at the Juilliard School of Music. So it's not so much of just, bringing people into Germany and the German culture and the German language, but also, having their scholars go around the world and meeting people. And I think it's helping global understanding, the internationalization of knowledge, and not specifically having one specific group or one specific country or one specific thought. I do understand, obviously, that there is a lot to be said about the fact that this is, the domination of Europe, but better be here and be a part of this system and understand it instead of just being on the outside and not knowing what to do about it. But this is something for another time. So the second part is me telling you exactly what goes into the application process. It's actually not that complicated. The website is extremely comprehensive. So essentially the main thing that you have to prep is, if you want to get the scholarship that I did, you need to be at least A2 in German. You don't need to do a Goethe test because I'm a student in France. I don't know, I was able to just do this thing called the OnSET test. The OnSET test it's not easy, but it's just not, it's a different kind of difficult, choose your heart. It is a test where they give you 10 short essays, and they either have the whole word missing, or they would have the front of the word missing or the back of the word missing. So it's difficult in terms of there's no guessing. You're either right or you're wrong. You don't know your dative case, or you don't know if this is supposed to be a superlative or this is supposed to be a pronoun. Then you're basically if you don't have the vocabulary to know how it is that you actually spell the missing part of the word, you're also out of this series will be able to rank okay, if you get these many questions correct, you are placed on a higher and higher level. So that is what I needed to do, and I guess I didn't expect to actually get B1, which I did. I started really working towards this when I was in A1, but I'm really good at obviously learning enough to pass exams. If you want to see, I have this video on how I went from A1 to B1 in 1 month, my routine. I did a similar thing, but obviously different for French, which is my first series ever on this YouTube channel that has, I'm really happy, helped a lot of people. So this is not new to me, this language picking up thing. And yeah, I just finished the exam, and then I got B1, and I was exhausted because I was also still doing school and everything. And this will bring us to the second thing that you would need, which is your motivational letter. So I actually spoke to the person who was taking care of me and like this group of people in this like computer room for the OnSET test. Oh, and by the way, you also have to be a student at a current institution. So like you can't just be a non-student. You have to be already part of a university so that you can get accepted to this program. You know, when I found out that he was actually one of the people, not for this year, for like different years, to actually select people. I don't know to go or to come, but he was part of the committee somewhere. He basically said that for the motivational letter, what is actually very important is that you talk about exactly why this specific university. I get it, like, you know, I'm always really tired and exhausted and it just feels so unnecessary, but, you know, just take a bit of time to just have one paragraph or one sentence that specifically speaks to the university that you want to go into. The other thing that you need is your transcripts, and that they have to be in German. These don't have to be officially translated, but your motivational letter also should be in German. They said, like, you know, it also could be in English, but I did mine in German, and I got this person to help me correct the grammar. I also kept it super simple so that, you know, to kind of show that I'm aware of my language level and not trying to pretend to be, you know, whatever I'm not, because I'm here to learn. The last thing that I want to say is that, yeah, this is merit-based, so your grades are important. I don't know how important compared to your motivational letter, but it does count. And I think you also have to show like how it is that you're currently enrolled in an institution. So before we move on to the third part, the thing I wanted to add was that I actually requested to send in a letter of recommendation. So I did a class on Hegel. My professor is German. And also, like, he's really respected. And yeah, I did really well in his class. And essentially, like, I can't say that it would have been completely ignored during my application process. Once you submit everything, there's like this conversational portal where you can like email a person directly and you don't have to try to figure out like how do you contact people. And the letter of recommendation was not necessary, but I was able to essentially, you know, send this document that talked about my grades, my character, my potential, and also the great thing about him is that he actually also spoke how it is that the university is very suited to my research. So that could be something that is helpful to you as well. So now moving on to the last part, which is the benefits and projected benefits. So benefits of a scholarship is that you don't have to pay well, for a lot of things, but you know, you will have to pay for some things, and I'll get to that. But the thing that it covers is the summer course, which I didn't know was actually quite substantial, the cost, and I'm just really grateful that it's covered. The second is insurance. Also, you know, I don't know what that costs, but like, I'm happy that I'm insured. The third is travel. So for this, it's like they have like a spreadsheet of like wherever you come in from, and then wherever you travel in from, you have a set budget, and then it's up to you how you spend within it. The last thing that's covered is accommodation. So yeah, it's just really great. The place that I got is like 15-minute walk from university. I'm not gonna say which city I'm at because I think I'm gonna post it while I'm still here, but it's a very nice area. I didn't know that it was this popular because it's not Berlin. I'm not in Berlin. I lived in Berlin. I've been to Berlin recently. Not my thing, which is really funny because I love a lot of things that happened in Berlin, like a lot of films. Anyway, but yeah, this town and this city, the accommodation, like, okay, it's not fancy, but I cleaned everything. I'm just gonna say that, like, you know, if you do this, just remember to bring your fan. I didn't bring mine. I had to buy like one, but anyway, another story. And a knife, you know, if you want to cut like lemons and, you know, make omelets and stuff just to save some money. So that is the benefits, but the projected benefits, and one of the benefits that I'm already experiencing is where I'm staying. I met another person. She's from Japan, and she is the craziest thing. I mean, okay, we both are interested in German studies and German culture and German literature, but like we are concerned with the same like problem. Hers is a literary problem, mine is a philosophical problem, but I think that they are intertwined, and a historical problem. And I just had like such a great conversation with her. Like on the first day I was coming in with like, you know, all the groceries I just bought, and she was just dragging in her luggage. And yeah, we ended up like having dinner together and then talking about like, you know, what it is that made us like, you know, non-Germans be super interested in the German language and the German culture, or the German questions. The German questions is interesting, you know, culturally being so far removed from it. But yeah, I just think that like the network of scholars is something that I'm really excited for. I met someone from Erasmus who was so sweet when I arrived. She was like, "Oh, you're here, like, you know, for this apartment or this apartment block." And then yeah, she was really like sweet, and then she basically just like helped me, you know, pull my little luggage in, which was really heavy, and then like gave me a Pepsi, and then also an apple, a yogurt, a plate, a pan, and a fork. And I'm gonna take her out to coffee when she comes back from Berlin. She also like showed me where the washer and dryer was, which is really great. I feel like the city is really welcoming out of all the German cities that I've been to. And the cool thing about here, the other benefit is that like, and I didn't know this, and I'm sure every program is different, but there are excursions every weekend. I think like in this month I'm gonna be in like 5 different German cities, which is totally normal for me. I'm really excited for that. They also have like theater class, which I just have to see how serious or unserious it is, but it'll also be nice to have fun. And I think the last thing I just want to add is that I'm excited to be introduced to this university. I thought that it was going to be completely empty, but I think like everyone is still in the midst of their exams, so I'm just hoping that I'll be able to meet and talk to different types of people who are actually students here as well, besides the new friends that I'm making. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you good luck if this is what you're trying for, and I'll speak to you soon.